Hello, hello, hello. It's Curiously Michelle again. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today on another episode of Procrastinating. Actually, I did load the dishwasher and the dishes are running right now. So I'm not avoiding dishes while crafting this time. But, there's still laundry and floors. Anyway, procrastinating is way more fun. We're back today with another How Many Can I Make Dollar Tree journals. This one's number 3. Number 1 and number 2 are up on my channel, and I have started a playlist, so you can check that out if you're interested. For this month in March, my personal challenge I gave myself is also overlapping with a Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge hosted by Paper Terrace. It's for the month of March. You can check out the hashtag PaperTerraceDTJJ, Dollar Tree Junk Journal, to see what everyone is making. So there's that. And here's my direction for today. We are going to reuse a book cover from the Dollar Tree. I cut the book block out, and I have a really quick short video on my channel about how I cut the book pages out when I want to reuse the cover. I have a napkin that I want to use. I have some stickers. We're going to try again today with the texture paste. I don't know why I struggled the last video with making my texture paste, but I couldn't seem to get it done. We'll hopefully get it done today. So I have the athletic sports tape that I'm going to, it's a fabric tape that I'm going to put on the inside of my spine. You can use duct tape, you can use fabric. I've actually never used this tape on a spine before. I really haven't made that many journals this way either. So we'll see how it goes. It feels like it's really sturdy tape. Like it's a woven fabric of some sort. It's not this. This is an athletic type tape too, but it seems more papery. I mean, it's a fibrous of some sort. They're not the same. They're both called athletic tape, but they're not the same. How's everyone doing today? I just wasn't paying close enough attention. When I choose books from the Dollar Tree store, I tend to only care about their size and their color. And I noticed that this was a white cover, that's why I wanted to get it. And somehow in the store, I completely overlooked that it was red too. But I do have a napkin that I believe we can make work. There is, I could find in my Dollar Tree Mod Podge mat, and lots of people use that. I might put it on the top after, but I really prefer to just use my glue stick. It just seems easier to me. Where is my water pen? Okay, so I found my water pen, and I'm just going to wet this napkin so that it'll tear a little easier, so I don't have so much napkin to fight and fuss over. So a little line of water and you can tear your napkin super easy. Okay, save that piece for the back. Glue stick. Put the paper towel underneath. Except for, where are my paper towels? I really thought I was ready. Okay, I should be in. I rearranged my lights so they're not in my face this time. I was struggling in that video with just right in my nose. So I can see better what I'm doing. Working with napkins, you may get some wrinkles. I may get some wrinkles. It's fine. Embrace the look. You want to be careful rubbing it down because your napkin will tear. So I'm applying pressure, but trying to be easy with the pressure. And more so if you use a liquid glue, it will tear much easier. I have found, in my experience, it seems to tear much easier. Okay, next side. Where'd my water pen go? Right there in my face, right there in my face. Okay. So they're not perfect edges, but as I mentioned earlier, I am going to Mod Podge over the top, and then when it dries, I will sand it. And I will tighten up this line after the Mod Podge dries. First though, before I Mod Podge seal the top, I wanted to put some texture paste on the cover. So we'll set that to the side. I have me a little container. I don't have a recipe. I don't know what I'm doing. So let's put some baking soda in there. I'm just, you know how your mom teaches you how to cook and she's like, you just fill it. That's the recipe. And then if it doesn't work, you try again. So baking soda, and I've heard people use baby powder, glue, and I did get some white paint, but that white paint I've discovered is absolutely useless, so I'm going to put some gesso in it. Let's see. Seems pretty okay. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put just a little bit more. I don't know what you can see. I think we're aiming for, like when you're making icing or cake batter, stiff peaks. I think we're aiming, like this is pretty good pancake consistency. And maybe that's good. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit more. I'm gonna try to put a tiny bit more. See if I can get it just, because I do want a bit of a raised texture. In my mind, what I think I'm going for is that, like when I do this, like it stands up for a little bit. It holds its shape for a little instead of just completely melting down. Oh! I did not mean to put that much, but it's where we are now. Let's see. I mean, maybe I needed that much. I really, really, really loved the spackle paste stuff that I could find at the Dollar Tree before. I hate that it seems like they stopped carrying it. I don't hate it, I'm just disappointed. Okay, I think we might be getting there. See if I can put a tiny sprinkle more. Can I put a tiny sprinkle more, or are we going to get crazy again? Okay, we're gonna go with it. I think I'm gonna put more. At some point, I'll go, oh, yeah. And then I'll put it on the book, and like 3 days from now, it'll either look fabulous or it'll like crumble away and not stick. I don't know. I haven't done this before. It's an experiment. Okay, we're gonna go with it because when I was first kind of coming up with this plan, I wanted the colorful cover and I wanted to do white butterflies, and I was going to use this from the Dollar Tree. And then I ended up using this for something else and decided I don't like it. So we're not going to use that. We're going to use this texture paste, and we might use gesso. We'll see. And I think that this may ruin my Dollar Tree stencil. We shall see. And, I mean, if it does, it does. I want to mask some of these butterflies off. Like, I don't want any partial. So, we're just going to cover them up. Okay. Let's cover this one up. And I think I want a big one. And I should have picked a different spot on the thing. So if I start with a big one and a couple little ones flying out. So I want the big one over here. Okay, I think that might be what I want. Am I in frame? At the bottom of the frame. So I've got that big butterfly right there, and then I got a couple. So I don't want this partial. Don't want this partial. I'm just trying to block off on my stencil any half or pieces of butterfly. Might be too low. I'm also being a little dangerous right now, putting this tape on top of my napkin because it might tear. It might. But I didn't think about it until this second. You know, the second right before I keep putting more tape on top of the napkin. It's experiment. It's always an experiment. Okay. Do I still feel good about my paste? Yeah, see, it's staying on the... It's not just dripping down, drooling off the thing. It's staying on it. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! I got this little container hoping that it'll save my texture paste for a few days. We shall see. So at this very moment, I'm torn about setting it to the side and letting it dry and just pulling it up so that I can wash my stencil before it's totally ruined. That's my current dilemma. What do you guys think? Somebody tell me. Looky, looky, looky! I got some right there, but that's coming off anyway later. Look. Can you see? Can you see? I wonder how long it'll take to dry. Probably longer than putting a signature together, you think? Okay, so I'm gonna go wash my stencil. Maybe it's not ruined, maybe. Okay, okay, let's find a place to set this and we'll work on signatures. I was contemplating between doing 1 and 2 signatures because the book is definitely a thick enough spine to make 2. But then I was remembering I'm trying to keep it simple. And 1 is more simple than 2. Oh, I didn't measure. Okay, I gotta measure what size I need my pages. 4x7. We're gonna do 4x7, which means 8x7. Better write that down. I better write it down. Because in 3.2 seconds, I'm gonna be asking you, what did I say? Come on, pencil. So, 8 by 7. Okay, 8 by 7 pages. How many? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Okay, so I know I want 1 of each color. Dyed. So these are the pages from one of the books you see in my haul video. I didn't look closely when I was at the Dollar Tree. I just like flipped through real quick and I saw that there was all these different color pages. And then when I got home, I was looking closer and it's kind of a, I won't say a scary story, but it's kind of a violent, rough story. Okay, so those in there. Let's put one of these. Where is my paper trimmer? Where's my big paper trimmer? Found it. So, this is probably 8.5 paper right here. Came out of a doodle book. No, watching me trim paper, so exciting. This is the size paper we need. 4 by 7. And I cut it 8 by 7. Okay. These are pretty much the right height. So I was just thinking one option would be to tape these two together. And then it would be the size page I need to go in the signature. Or just fold it in half and don't have a full page. I don't know that I want all of these in there. So let's just do 2 for now. Oh, these I need to not fold in half. These I wasn't going to fold in half. I was going to fold one side to the 4, the width I need, and then leave the other side a little short. Well, that's a crooked fold. Okay. And how is it going to do these? If I do it in half, the manuscript pages, then I can fold it back and it has a flip on both sides. See what I'm saying? So it would go in like this and it would have a flip on both sides. That's one option. I can cut them off. That's another option. I can do the off fold like I did on this one, that one side is the 4 inches I need and the other side's just a little short. And so I can do that. And then, so these can go in 3s. See how that looks in there, okay? Then what I want to do with this, so it's taller than I need, so I can fold it up on the bottom. And I'll make a little pocket. And then in my half, I'm just gonna cut it off. Because I don't want to get too many folds in the folds. Goes in the signature like that. Save that. Let's see how I feel. I'm going to turn this, I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, here we are. I'm going to put a colored one, a dyed one in the middle, yellow in the middle, okay, and then manuscript. I'm just putting them together, no rhyme or reason right now, and then I'll move them around however I kind of feel like once I get them together, if I feel like. Alright, dyed manuscript, dyed short, tea-dyed book page, lines, dyed manuscript, planner, yellow in the middle. Do I want to do this planner page as well? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is a good size. Oh, I don't have any color sheet papers. Let me grab. Okay, I'll grab the one with butterflies, and I also forgot about my other book pages. These ones. Yeah, they'll have to be trimmed just a tiny bit, but that's fine. Sometimes my brain like questions itself a lot. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I know you measured it 3 times, but are you sure? I want to put those. Let's put one here and one here. Okay. And then I want the green on the outside, I think. And where do I want to put that one? Do I want to put it in the middle? Not really. Do I want to put it one less in the middle? Okay, here we go. I think that's our plan. Seems like a plan, right? And I kind of really want to put this down in 2 signatures, but I also want to stick with keep it simple. Because if I do 2 signatures, then I gotta make a signature template so that I line up each one when I'm poking the holes. And I'm not really in the mood for that right now. Oh, I didn't put a doily in. Where should I put a doily? I bet the texture paste is not dry, so I'll be back in a few hours. Movie magic, and I'm back. So we left with the texture paste drying, and then I thought, well, I wanted to do the splatter stuff, so might as well go ahead and do that and let it dry. I wonder if you can see it's raised. So the texture paste came out great. Yay! So that was the perfect formula. And when I go to make it again, it won't be the perfect formula because I didn't write down the recipe. And I also put on a layer of the Mod Podge. And while I was doing that, it tore. And then I sanded off the little extra, most of the extra napkin I had. So that's where we're at. I love it. I love it. Look. Okay. So, signatures. Where are my bigger clips? I know where they're at. I've been trying to get my crafty room organized a little bit more. And in my mind, I need little stations for everything. I need like the messy station. I need the recording area station. I need the, I don't know, embossing area station. I don't know. And so I've been working on that, and I've been like grouping together crafty supply things. I am not. So I got all of my like binding. So usually, not normally, whatever word that I don't know that I want to use right here, I would put this into 2 signatures because there's definitely room here to have 2 signatures. But I'm not going to this time because in the Dollar Tree journals, I am trying to keep it simple. And I feel like 1 signature is simple. And I mean, 2 signatures is the same process, just do it twice. I'm going to use poke tool. And I'm going to use thread. It took me a long time to order waxed thread. It is better. It really is. like it just goes in smoother or something. I don't know, but if you're on the fence about upgrading, I do like that better. I really do. Okay. So I'm gonna eyeball it. You can make a template if you want it to be more precise. I definitely suggest a template if you're doing more than one signature. 1, 2, 3 book links seems to work pretty good. For me, I haven't ever came up short on with 3. So it's gonna wiggle around because there is a lot of space in there. Maybe 2 would be easier. So get it in there somewhere. We're gonna do the 3-hole pamphlet 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So you're gonna poke 3 holes with your pokey tool. And some people have like book cradles. That's probably an excellent idea. You know what I just thought of? I have seen, and I don't know who or where. I'm sorry. If this was your brilliant idea, comment below. So the book cradle looks really neat, but I have seen people use just a big book. Let's see if that works. I don't have space to use the big book. Come on, be my friend. I'm gonna cause a crafty lunch. Okay, let's see if the big book trick works. Okay, so we got it in there, more or less. Oh, you know, it might not work on because my spine is thicker. Maybe the big book trick works when you don't have a wide spine. Is that when the big book trick works? I don't know. I've never done it before. We're gonna do it right now. Okay, so 3 holes, thus the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere to the top and somewhere to the bottom. You know, I did not even check. Okay. I have made this mistake before and I'm probably about to make it again. If it matters which way your signatures go. Like sometimes I work on my signatures before I put them in and I would have pockets and such. This time I don't think it really matters, but I did have a thought about, like, there's some page rough. Oh, I do have a pocket. I do have a folded up. See, look. So make sure that you have your signature faced up and your book faced up. Now, thankfully, I had them both upside down before I got too far. So it would have worked if I had not thought of it and kept going. But, so that is something to keep in mind before sewing your signature is everything facing the way it's supposed to face. Okay, so let's see if I can line this back up with the hole I made. Okay, there we go. Fiddling, fiddling, fiddling. Okay, so somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the top-ish, or you can do, you know, an inch from the top, an inch from the bottom, and in the middle of both of those. Like, you can measure it if it makes you happy. Look, I don't have my holes lined up. See what happens when you don't measure it and have a template and stuff? Your holes get crooked, and then when you sew it, your sewing looks crooked. What did I do with my thread? It's probably under the book, huh? And it does actually kind of bother my brain when my sewing on my spine is crooked. So you would think I would, you know, make a template and try harder to remedy that. I mean, that's what would make sense, right? But I'm just going to put something on it to cover it up, and then I don't have to look at it. It's a good plan, right? So you go out in the middle, or you can go in the middle, whichever way. If you want your strings to tie on the outside, then you would go this way first. My strings are going to tie on the inside, so I went out first. So out through the middle, in through the top or the bottom. Ah, started. Come on. There we go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come on. My needle is kind of thick right here because I like these big holes for threading. Because those little bitty tiny holes, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I really can't. I can't tell if you can see. So those little bitty tiny holes, see, there's quite a difference in the size of that hole. Guess which one's easier to thread? Okay, all right, so then you pull it snug and hold your tail. Don't let your tail come out the other end. See? Crooked. Do better than me, people. Do better than me. Okay, so can you see? So you're in through the top and then go all the way down to the bottom and out. Which I lost my place, so there we go. Found it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. Where's my tail? Hold my tail. Hold my tail. Pull it snug. I promise you there are better videos on the YouTube University for this. Search 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So you're out the bottom and then you're back in the middle. Come on. Be my friend. We can do it. I'm not lined up or something. Come on. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And it's just fiddly, so if you find yourself doing it, especially the first few times, you know, fiddling around, that's just part of the process. You're not necessarily doing it wrong if you're fiddling around. You're figuring it out. Okay, there we go. We did it. It's crooked, but we did it. Okay, so make sure that you have a string to the right and to the left of your middle one. Can you see that? I don't know. So you have your middle string, and then you have one on each side of it. And then you tie a knot. And you did it. You did it. Looky there. Let me get this big old book out of the way. So, here we are. Book 3. It's a little loose. But I can tighten it. I can tighten it. Where'd my little paper go? Where did my paper go? Found it. Okay, so here is journal 3, and we did a book from the Dollar Tree. We did a pack of napkins. Why is my pen not working? Because I'm on video. Okay. We did a book. We did Dollar Tree napkins. We did manuscript paper. We did regular paper. We did tea dye, Easter dye, coloring book, doilies, twine, did I count the manuscript paper? The doodle journal, ooh, the glue, baking soda. The glue and the baking soda for the texture paste. The butterfly stencil. The Mod Podge. I'm going to do this pack of stickers. This is our most expensive journal yet. But we're up to 15 things. 15 items. 16 is our budget to keep it under 20. And I don't have to keep it under 20. It's just the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge from Paper Terrace. She's challenging people to make a journal for under 20 bucks, which would be 16 items. So I thought I would try. All right, here we go. So we are just under 1875. We're at 1875. And some of that stuff, like we counted the baking soda and the glue, and we can make it so many more journals. The paper pads will go in more journals. The twine will go in more journals. The butterfly stencil will go in more journals. So here, do you want to put my butterflies on now? So I have the textured. I really like that. I really, really do. And then I thought I could put one or two more of these ones. So I'm going to leave it white. I think I'm going to leave them white. I might change my mind. Because I like the contrast. And you know, I was just thinking 30 seconds ago, not even, maybe these stickers aren't the greatest for covers. And it really didn't need it. I liked the way the texture paste and the splatters looked. Yeah, I need to put something on there because that will bug me. Of all the things that do not bother me, somehow this bothers me. I have some fabric somewhere, I'm sure. All right. There we go. All done. Thanks for hanging out. And it's me again. So I went away and I didn't like that my sewing was so crooked. A little crooked I can handle. That one was too much. So I was trying to figure out what I could cover it with Dollar Tree items, and I didn't think any of my fabric was going to match. So I ended up with duct tape. You can get Dollar Tree duct tape. So now I am up to 16 items on this one. But while I was doing that, I remembered that my signature was too loose and I needed to tighten it up. And so then while I was trying to tighten it up, the only thing I could figure out to do was to cut it out and to completely resew it. And if I was going to cut it out and completely resew it, then I might as well go with, I wanted to do 2 signatures the whole time, but I kept talking myself out of it because I wanted to keep it simple. So I'm like, and to resew it, I was going to have to resew it right back into the crooked holes. And while I was doing that, some of my paper tore. So it got a hole. So we went with 2 signatures this time. I did make a template. They are much straighter. I wish I would have come back to let you see that, but I still needed to cover it because I still had those other holes that were crooked. Because I had those holes, I put a little thin piece of cardboard in here in the spine area and put duct tape on the inside before I sewed it the second and third time, because I didn't know how close the holes were going to be and if they were going to, you know, tear to merge or whatever. So now we have 2 signatures. I think the black matches. I put a little black Sharpie around the edge to kind of bring black across. I really, really like the way this texture paste and splatter came out. And all right, so now this time we're done with this one, like for really real. Really real. All right, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.